Hey, good evening. Just a couple minute video here I wanted to upload just because the stories that I read earlier were so great. I just had to read them to you. I mean, well, there's nothing really great about them, but it's just hilarious how these these markets are being looked at now. Here's the Fed here, who has, and the Fed and the central planners and Obama's people and all these. Well, they've taken over total control of everything, and here they've ramped up the markets back up to, the Dow's over 13,000. It's within just a few percentage points of its all-time highs. And now all these Wall Street people and these bankers and these financial media types are all out there saying, "Well, oh, you got to get in this stock market. Oh my God!" Here's Market Watch here treating it as basically like this lotto, this Powerball thing. But well, if you ain't in it, you don't have no chance of winning. Never mind that all they've done was print up all this money and buy stocks and buy bonds, and now see they're complaining in this other article. The banks are complaining that they're stuffed full of all these toxic bubble stocks, which their real value is probably not even half of what the advertised value of them is, because they just keep ramping markets every day. They can control them, and the plunge protection team goes in and well, we can't have the markets down. Got to ramp them up a little bit. So here we are with this ridiculous levels in these markets. The S&P is at 1,400. Shouldn't even be 600 probably. Should be around, somewhere around there maybe on a good day. That's if things were actually solid underneath. We know that all the data is also just manipulated. So here we are with Dow at 13,200 or 300. By the way, the last time the Dow was at 14,000, gas was what? A buck 60, and we got gas now average nationwide is over $4. And I read what people say about this stuff. Oh, well, we're just going to keep. No, they're just going to keep manipulating everything up. Well, see, it's a one-sided equation. They could do that, and I think that they thought that if they did that, that by now people would be buying stocks and all this stuff again. Well, problem is everybody's bankrupt. Nobody has any money out there to be speculating on stocks. It's ridiculous. So here's where their big problem is, and here's where they're, if they were to keep going, I mean, if Bernanke was going to go print more money again, okay, they could do that, and they could get a little market boost probably. Problem is, along with that, now we're going to have $5, $50, and $6 gas nationwide, because Europe is back to having serious issues again. They're big solutions from just a few weeks ago now. Oh, we got it fixed now. Well, it's already back to being imploded. Nobody, all their bonds and all this, or they're tanking. And matter of fact, most everything has, except for these U.S. equity stock markets. And China, they got issues. I was reading something yesterday on this about how, well, see, they're dependent on Saudi's oil output to be like, they're going to increase oil output like by 25% or something. That's not going to happen. I mean, they're already pumping oil at their record capacity that they ever have. And that would be, even if they did that, that would just be to keep stuff where it is now. They're like, yeah, well, we want to print some more, see? So you have to increase your oil to us by 20 some percent. It's not going to happen. So now all these bankers are holding all these stocks. They don't have anybody to sell them to. See, that's where this one-sided equation with this QE and all this nonsense and manipulating the markets comes in. Well, sure, they can do it, but if you don't have anybody to sell that to, well, you're a bag holder. You've just pumped all this money in there, and it's sitting there in the markets. The banks are holding it all, and they got nobody to sell it to. Nobody's going to come buy this stuff. And that's basically the stuff I've been warning about for a long time. Is these people are these central planners and these bankers are manipulating this stuff. The problem is anybody with any sense doesn't trust them anymore. Oh, they may buy, they may trade a little bit. You know, I mean, now, I mean, it's pretty safe if the market goes down 150 points. You can be pretty sure that they're going to probably recover it the next day, or you know, or some of it. But overall, I mean, they're looking at a train wreck here because they've got these markets almost pumped up to the all-time highs again, and they got no buyers out there in the markets. It's like today, well, in the last few weeks, you got record low volume in all these markets. It's ridiculous. I don't know what the hell they're going to do about it. I mean, it's going to get bad. I think one of these days they're going to have some issues and they're just going to pull the plug on this. And people are talking about a sell-off, you know. Oh, well, the markets are sell-off. You can't have a sell-off if nobody's out there buying, you know. And I bet people aren't out there to honestly buy until 50% lower probably. So they got issues, you know. I'll go ahead and include you a couple of these articles just to see how ridiculous this stuff is, to see what I'm talking about. Yeah, look through the comments on here. I'd like to see if anybody can figure out who I am on Zero Hedge comments. That'd be fun. See if you can figure out who I am. Should be pretty easy. Yeah, I'll include a couple of these articles. Look, you know, these banks and Bernanke, they've been buying stocks and shoving them in their bank vaults and all this stuff. They own all this market, the bond, the stock market, and they got nobody to sell it to. And that's not a market if it's only got one side. If you don't have anybody to sell it to, it doesn't matter. They could put the Dow at 18,000. Doesn't matter. If you don't have anybody to sell it to, it's not a market. So at some point soon here, this fake stuff has got to end. They could only suspend disbelief for so long. And it's already, you know, to me, it's already well past the point. But now they got this little election nonsense or whatever. So, oh, we have to keep things looking. Something's gonna snap back here. You know, no doubt about it. Anyway, take a look through these articles, and yeah, you can see what I'm talking about. This stuff is hilarious. What they've got themselves into. Anyway, let me go ahead and upload this, and that's it. Take it easy.